Hey guys, in this video we'll be learning on how to execute servlet program in Eclipse IDE. So first of all, we'll start with opening our Eclipse interface. Make sure you select the Enterprise Java and Web Edition version, not the Java Developer version. In the previous video, we have shown how to install Apache Tomcat Server and the Java Enterprise Edition. You can refer to that. So we will start by switching workspace, as I've already done a few projects in my earlier workspace. If you're doing it for the first time, you don't need to do this step, as you'll always be in a fresh workspace. In this case, I am naming my workspace as practice workspace, and then I'm just launching my Eclipse again so that I get into the new workspace. So now our Eclipse has been launched. So this will be the welcome page you guys might see when you install it for the first time. I'll click on File, and after clicking on File, I'll go to New and I'll create a new dynamic web project. Now first, when I have to name this project, I'll name it Register, because that is the name of my Java class, and you guys can follow the same. Otherwise, you might face some errors. So now I'll set the target runtime. I'll go for Apache version 9.0. You can go for 10 as well if you've downloaded 10. Now it asks for the installation directory. So I'll browse my directory, and if you have installed it properly, it might be present in program files in C drive if you haven't changed the location. So there you'll find Apache Software Foundation and Tomcat 9.0 file. What we'll do is just select this file and we'll do on finish. So this sets us a target runtime. We'll click on next, and again we'll click on next. We click on generate web.xml deployment. What this will do is it will create UN web XML file, which acts as a bridge between your servlet and index file. So this is how we look after you have created your register and after you have created your project. So we'll click on web app and then new an HTML file. We'll name our HTML file as index.html. You can follow the same naming convention and make sure it's HTML5. And now we have created the HTML file. You'll be getting the boilerplate of the code. Now what we'll do is we'll go to register and click on new, and we'll click on creating a new servlet. Package name you can leave empty, but keep the class name and the project name same. In my case, it's register. Click on next, click on next. Here there are various methods which will be created by default. Uncheck the ones you don't need. In our video, we'll be using doPost method. So that's how you create a basic servlet. And this is how the servlet files look like. In the Java folder, we have register.java, which is our servlet. Now right click and we'll go to build path. We'll configure our build path. Here we have to click on libraries. Click on class path. Add external jar file. I have given the link of all these files in the Google Drive, which might be in the description or in the pinned comment. From there you can download these files. These are .jar files, and download them in the same way, and just put these files into the build path. Click on apply and then apply and close. So we have configured the build path. One important thing is to make sure you have set the environment variables right. For this, you should have a variable called class path with the variable value of the servlet API which you have downloaded. if you don't have the same name, just click on new to create one, and one with Java home where you'll have your JDK, and make sure you have your bin path, not the folder path. Just these two settings and we're good to go with the environment variables. Okay, now we'll be writing the code for HTML file. Since it was a lengthy code, I've just copy pasted a basic input form. You can customize this code with CSS and more of the HTML, but these files will be available in the Google Drive. If you wish, you can copy the same. So now we'll be going to the lib folder, and in this lib folder we'll be copy and pasting the same two files which we put in the build path earlier. So I have put the Servlet API file. I have to find the connector file. We are using MySQL connector because we'll be storing the data which will be input in the form to a database, which is SQL database. So now we are done with putting the lib files. Now we are moving to our final step, that is setting up a server. Since you can see there are no servers available, we'll create one. We'll select the version 9 because that's what we have downloaded. And now just click on next, and a register will add to it to configured, and now finish. The server has been created, as you can see. Now we'll try to run this file, run as, run on server, and just select the server and finish. Yeah, so this is an error we are encountering because our localhost server already runs at port 8080 while we downloaded it. So what we can do is just change this 8080 to 8081, 8082, 3, 4 or 5. In this video we'll put to 8085 and 8084. If you want, you can do the same thing and just Ctrl S and save this file before closing. Now we'll try to run again, run as, run on server, and select the server, click on finish. Now we can see that there is something written, and yep, we have opened our browser and you can see our index file is been loaded, and we can type will do and fill details, and we'll click on register. Oh yeah, it shows blank screen. The reason is we have not yet put the code in our servlet file. We have just created a servlet file. So I'm just copying pasting the code. You can get the same code in that Google Drive. You'll get the same file. And in the student, you have to set up your database name instead of student. Instead of root, your username. And where I've put Brego123, there you have to put the password for your SQL. Now we'll open the MySQL command line client. I hope in this video you've already done this, and I'll create a database named student. You can follow the same naming, otherwise you'll get an error while saving the data. So now we are all set to run the project. We'll do finish. The creating the table, that is also mentioned in the Google Drive or in the description, you can see. Now we'll enter the data and click on register. Yeah, so it comes you are successfully registered. It means our data has been stored into the database. Now when we'll just select all our entries, we can see what we have entered. So yes guys, this is how the servlet works in Java. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon with a new video.